Was I Team Iron Man or Team Captain America? What's up guys, welcome back to Superhero Legacy. My name is Liam, and in today's video I want to go back to 2016 and talk about one of the most popular debates in the superhero world going on at the time, and that is honestly still debated even until today, and that is when Captain America Civil War came out. Was I Team Iron Man or Team Captain America? I remember when this movie came out, it literally split the superhero community in half, and I think it's fair to say that both sides were valid, and I think the support for each side was pretty equal. Captain America Civil War is one of my personal favorite superhero movies ever made. I think this is a phenomenal movie with some great characters, some great action, a realistic story, and it tackles some themes that are kind of never hit on in the superhero movie industry. Yeah, and I still remember the day when that trailer came out and Spider-Man showed up at the end of the trailer and like broke the entire internet. Dude, that trailer is still one of my favorite trailers. I still watch it from time to time because it's so good. At its focal point, it's a movie that discusses kind of the ramifications or the consequences of superheroes and their actions. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and discuss this debate, this conflict between these two great characters, and explain why both of them were equally valid, and at the end of the day, which side I was on. But before I begin, I want to talk about the Civil War comic because I have read I think it's an 8-issue miniseries. I read the entire thing. I read it multiple times actually, but I haven't read all the tie-ins, the spin-offs, the backstories. There's so much content that revolved around the Civil War comic. It was a huge event, and it would take forever for me to read everything, but I did read the main events and I did read a lot of other stuff as well. I think I'm pretty familiar with the comic, so I want to kind of discuss that before jumping into the movie. So the Civil War comic was written by Mark Millar, and I think the art was done by Steve McNiven, the same guy that did the Old Man Logan story. And my experience with the comic is I recognize that it's just this monumental event. It really changed things in the Marvel universe, and it had a lot of implications. It impacted a lot of different characters. However, I was not that big of a Civil War fan when it came out. I think the conflict between Iron Man and Captain America was actually done better in the movie, and this is one of those rare cases where I think the movie is better than the source material. In my opinion, I think the movie is better than the comic. I think the main reason for that is because the movie did a much better job, in my opinion, of balancing both sides. And that's why the Team Iron Man versus Team Cap debate was so polarizing and so pretty even, because both sides had pretty equally valid points. And your views, your feelings, your philosophy, your world outlook kind of dictates which side you're gonna fall on. In the comics, I was Team Iron Man because they didn't do that great of a job of winning me over on Captain America's side. In the MCU movie, they added another component which for me evened it out more. They added that strong theme of friendship that's so important to Captain America's character, and depending on how much value you place on friendship yourself, kind of determines how convinced you are to fall in with Captain America's side. So now in this conflict, Steve isn't just about disobeying the government or going above the law, doing whatever he wants and just being this rogue rebel. Now there's this important theme of friendship that's added into the mix, and it makes you empathize with him. It makes you more compelled to his side because that strong core value of friendship is so potent for a lot of people. So yeah, that's basically the reason why I enjoyed the movie over the comic, because in the comic it really felt like Steve was like, yeah, freedom, justice, do whatever you want, do whatever you believe in, like, don't let other people boss you around, don't let other people tell you what to do, you gotta do what's right for you, even if that means like breaking the law. Like, no dude, we have systems, we have regulations for a reason. If everyone in the world just kind of dismissed the laws, like, the world would just plunder into chaos. We need systems no matter how corrupted they might be. So I liked the movie just because it was more balanced. Like, they added more to Captain America's side, and it really made me want to fall in line with him more. But anyway, let's go ahead and break this debate between Iron Man and Captain America down. I think both sides are justified, and it's kind of the reason why the movie is so good, because there's no clear, obvious right team. There still is no clear, right, obvious team. But I'm gonna go ahead and start with Captain America's side, and the biggest thing here is what I've already mentioned, the friendship aspect. I'm a person that values friendship, that values relationships and those kind of bonds that you make with people. So for me, that's really important, and that's why I was really compelled to Captain America's side. Steve quite literally embodies that person who will break the law for his friends, and I think that is one of the best components of this character in the MCU, is that he will fight for his friends, he will go to the end of the line for his friends, he will lay down his life for his friends. He's just that person who will take a bullet for you. And I respect that a lot about this character, and it's one of the reasons why I like him so much. I've seen some people online also argue for Captain America's side because of their distrust in the government. I get it. I 100% agree. They brought up the Avengers movie where they were about to nuke the whole entire city, and yeah, the government does some sketchy, nefarious, not always the right thing, and so I get this side that you would not want to be, dictated and be run and be told what to do by an organization like that. Another reason why I like Captain America and his side in this movie is because he represents challenge. He represents opposition, which is a good thing. Like, if there was no challenge and people out there just did whatever they were told, did whatever they were asked to without any questions, then like the people at the top would just run over the people on the bottom. And that's the other thing that I really like about Steve, is that he is doing what he believes in. And I have a lot of respect in that, because that's all anyone should do. So yeah, those are some reasons why I really like Captain America and why his side appealed to me so much. So now I'm going to talk about Iron Man and his side and the things that I liked over there. I'll tell you guys right now that the team that I sided with was Iron Man. Even though they made Captain America's side so much stronger and they did a much better job of developing his side in the movie than in the comic, I still was Team Iron Man for a couple different reasons. So the main thing here is that, look, I get it. The government is not good. They're not a good organization. They don't always do the right thing. In fact, a lot of the times they're doing things behind everybody's back, something nefarious and something sketchy. And they should be put in check. They should be challenged and opposed. And that's the good thing about Captain America, is it's important to challenge and oppose authorities and the people higher up to show the sturdiness, the strong foundation of something. But you cannot break the rules and you cannot go above the law. We have systems for a reason, and yeah, a lot of the times those systems and those rules are discriminatory, they're not fair, they're unjust, and they're oftentimes corrupted, but there's still systems, there's still laws that people should be following. There are good ways, there are right ways to challenge authority, to oppose certain things, and there are legal ways to do it, and Captain America was not doing it that way. He was not being a good model for the people. You gotta look at the bigger picture here. Like, what message are you sending to the rest of the world? Like, what is everybody seeing when they're seeing Captain America, one of the Avengers, one of the Earth's mightiest heroes, breaking the law? Now people think it's okay to inflict their own will, to do whatever they want, to break the rules as long as they believe strongly in their cause. That's the whole point of good supervillains. Why they're doing these bad things is because they strongly feel like what they're doing is right and that they are justified. So in that sense, they would be allowed to do anything they want to just because they believe in it. Like, no, there are rules and you have to follow them. It's okay to challenge things, but you have to do it in the right way. Disobeying the laws is just like not having any laws at all. And without any systems, without any laws and rules and regulations, the world would just plunder into chaos. There would be no organization. People would just do whatever they want and there'd be no consequences. Like, as much as we sometimes don't want to admit it, we need these things to keep us in check. So I don't care how bad the government is in the MCU. I know they were getting ready to nuke all of New York City. They make some bad decisions, yes, I get it, but that's not a reason for you just to go around doing whatever you want. The other big thing here that you have to understand is that Captain America is a super soldier. He has abilities, and his whole team are people full of superpowered individuals, and you can't put people who have power at the top, because we know how that is. Even though we as the viewers know that they are good people and will do the right thing, they can't be the ones making their own decisions and doing whatever they believe in. You cannot operate at the top without anybody in some way putting you in check, giving you limitations, putting boundaries on you.
We need to be put in check. Whatever form that takes, I'm game. If we can't accept limitations, we're boundaryless, we're no better than the bad guys.
There's no denying that they have messed up. They've made mistakes. They have done some bad things. They've messed up. They need to have somebody to kind of not fully operate you, but kind of regulate your actions and make sure that you're doing the right thing. So yeah, I was Team Iron Man for these reasons. I really like both of these characters, and I think both sides are valid. Part of the reason why the movie was so good. This is one of the best superhero movies in my opinion. I love Captain America, I love Iron Man, and bringing up this whole conflict, I think, was a good direction for the MCU at the time. I appreciate that they gave us another layer to Captain America with him fighting for his friendship, him fighting for the people that he loves and cares about. Like, that's important, and it makes his side a lot more strong. I like that he represents this symbol of opposition, of challenge to authority. I just don't agree with the way he did it. That, and just the idea of knowing that the people with superpowers could be the ones at the top, making all the decisions, doing what they feel like is right. Like, that's usually how things go wrong, when the people who have power are at the top, who are at the forefront making the decisions.
I'm the Homelander, and I can do whatever the I want.
But anyway, those are my thoughts on Captain America Civil War, the movie and the comic, and why I was on Team Iron Man's side. I know it's a divided topic, so if you were Team Captain America, please let me know in the comments what your main reasons were for that. I do respect all of your opinions. I think both sides were valid and justified, and at the end of the day, Captain America Civil War was just an incredible movie. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. Please like and subscribe for more superhero content, and share your thoughts of Captain America Civil War and what side you were on down in the comments below. You can also check out some of my other videos right over here, and be sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok for more superhero content. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and stay super.